Good day, everybody. So today we're going to have another discussion of one of our lessons in the module, in your MAL module. And before we start, I would like to remind everybody that those who have not done yet, all the instructions that I have given you during the previous videos that I have uploaded on YouTube and let you see. I hope that you're going to do everything that I instructed you already because yeah, ang deadline na has been last week pa. Okay, so I hope that you have done everything. And as what I've said on the announcement, kung ano siya galing ang sa announcement, kung wala ka pa nakobra, after Sunday, will I still give you a chance? No. Okay? There's no chance for you at all to do anything because I will be closing all the activities and the quizzes that are that can be found from lesson 1 to lesson 5. Right? So, ang makita nyo na lang would be the acquire part for you to review everything for the upcoming quarter exam. Okay? So, kung wala kayo nakobra, pasensya na kita because as what I said, that is not already reasons already could not be accepted because you have been given enough and plenty of time to do everything. Okay, it was extended day after day. So, gina-expect ko nga natapos na ina because lawig na gito nga time class, right? And then, kung wala ka pa nakobra, kung wala ka ginakobra yan, it's not because wala ka signal or wala ka sang resources. It might be because of your negligence or inuyaya, right? Because of that long period of time na ginhatag sa inyo for these 5 lessons, tani nakapangita ka na class paagi kung paano mo ina solusyonan, at least maka-answer ka, at least maka-pass ka kung ano man ginapapasa sa inyo. Kaya wala man ko ganun may ginapapasa sa inyo, right? Ginapaano ko lang gid kamo, ginapa-ubra ta lang gid kamo, ginapa-open ta lang kamo M-rooms and do everything sa M-rooms or sa Moodle. Okay? Kung wala kayo nakatapos here, kung wala kayo nakaobra, hindi na kuya pag-rason eh. Because some of you, I know some students, nga students kuwan subong, okay? I know your attitude. Kung ikaw ginatumod ko, maiguan ka. Pero kung hindi ka nang maiguan. Okay? Parusa lang sa isa mo katalinga. Pero ang ginambalan ko lang, ang mga estudyante nga naging estudyante ko before, nga even though face-to-face gani, hindi gani makaobra sa ilang nga ulubrahon, ano pa yan sa online class, and then marason lang sila sa akon, matchat lang sila nga amo nang kakatabo. I think you have lost my trust already. Okay? Ever since. So, and then ang mga tao, galing ka pa re-attempt, balas ang mga quiz nila, amo ginatandaan nyo class, nga before kang mag-attempt, sang kung ano man dang i-attempt nyo, whether it's in the activate, apply, or in the assess part, kung ano man is, the most important part would be the assess part. Do not take the activities or the quiz if you think you do not have a stable internet connection. Amo nang ginambal ko, right? Ginambal ko na naman sa inyo before. Nga do not take the quiz if you think you have an unstable, hindi stable nga internet connection because you might lost your progress along the way. And if you lost your progress along the way, ma-chat ka mo sa akon, right? Kaya ipa-re-attempt ka mo. Now, may mga estudyante na ko in the MIL subject nga nag-chat sa akon ikapila na ka beses. May isa ko kay damo sila actually. Okay? May mga estudyante nga gapa-re-attempt ang hamba ko sa ila, I will consider the first time nga magambal ka mo, nga ma-re-attempt ka mo. Okay? Because I understand nga basic nga wala ka mo signal or nadulaan, ginman, I understand. Pero ginambalanta ka mo, right? Ginambalanta ka mo the next time, hindi na ko mag-consider because you have to be very careful na next time. So may mga estudyante pa yung gapon nag-PM. Gaduda na ko class because basi bala nga ginapa-PM, ipa-re-attempt lang na nila because ginlantaw na nilang quiz. So may answer na sila. Right? Na-answer na may mga copy na sila sa question, then answer nila, then mapari-attempt sila sa akon. Okay? That's foolishness. So I hope that you will not do it again. Okay? So just a reminder lang, you have to be very careful while before taking the quiz or any other activity nga i-attempt nyo. Okay, para hindi ka mo madulaan signal, siguradong inyo nga sabat. Alright? So, I hope nga nabatian nyo dito, nabatian nyo ina, kag i-apply nyo ina sa self nyo. Now, before kita mag-start, Anay, reminder again, may mga instruction ako in this, sa mga videos kung ginapang-upload, right? And you access it via YouTube. Ginahatag ko yun sa inyo ang link. And some of you do not follow instruction. Kasimple lang sa instruction class, right? And I have notes to prove to you nga ginamonitor ko tanan ninyo nga hulag. Okay? Tanan ko nga instruction nga ginapanghatag, ginalista ko na class. So that, mabalaan ko kung ano ginambalang instruction ko nga ginhatag and anong i-monitor ko. And some of you do not follow instruction. Kasimple lang sa mga instruction ko nga hara sa video. That's the problem siguro. You do not watch the video. Okay? So, encourage sa mga galang tawagid sang video sa YouTube, encourage your classmate to really watch the videos na gina-upload ko because the instructions for all the activities, the performance tasks, for example, ninyo nga obrahon, are very clearly stated here sa mga videos. So, wala na dapat damo pamangkot. Okay? And then sa mga galantaw video, please, konsensya nyo nga ginabuligan yung classmate nyo, hambal, ginabuligan nyo sila, for example, nga ginatolerate nyo ilang katamaran. For example, ginasend nyo ang code, ginasend nyo kung anong mga ulubrahon, anong i-comment down. So, I hope nga ma-learn ninyo nga i-refrain ina to avoid that because help your classmate, especially mga wala ga panuto, help them para hindi sila class, para hindi sila maperde sa ulihi bala, nga hindi sila magtinangloy sa ulihi, nga mamba lang sila nga wala sila kabalo, gali wala sila nagtuon even though there are things nga possible ways tani para makatuon sila. So wala sila yung nagtuon, kaya nagsaligan sila sa imo. So konsensya mo na. Okay, kung hindi sila kapasar sa quarter exam, kaya wala sila nagtuon, kung hindi sila kabalo kung ano man ang isabat nila later on, kung sa pag-apply na sa kabuhi sang sa mga klase ta, okay, sa mga lessons ta, kung i-apply ni sa kabuhi, tapos pamangkuton sila, hindi sila kasabat. So, di ba, refrain from doing that. Help them instead. And how are you able to help them? Do not give them clues. Do not give them the idea kung ano obrahon. Let them watch the video and let them learn. Okay? So, class, as what I said, we are done with all the lessons from 1 to 5. So, we are going to continue now with our new discussion, which will focus on lesson 6. But before that, I will give you first the schedule. Alright? So, this is our schedule. Schedule of sending of YouTube videos link per section. So, saan ko gina-send ang tanan nga videos per section? Ano oras mo na-send ang mga YouTube links every Tuesday and Thursday sa mga section, sir? So, saan ako gina-send? Sa FELIXTOWE, gina-send ko na siya 10 a.m. So, dapat ang FELIXTOWE should stand by already for the link para malantaw na dayon. Then, FREMANTLE by 1 p.m. Then, HAMBURG by 3 p.m. Okay? So, amuin ang schedule. Now, let's go to the title of our lesson. The title of our lesson for today will be about media and information languages. Okay? So, masimagambag ka mo nga when you saw the term language, it just talks about mga words, phrases, or line, letters. It's composed of letters. No. Okay? It has that idea, may amo sinang concept, pero in media, there is what we call a particular language na ginagamit. So later on, we will discuss that. Unit 1, Lesson 6, U1L6 ang atong nga klase subong. Okay? Discuss and shared link to all the sections on the day of September 29, 2020. Okay? So ginabutangan ko na para hindi ka mo magsala. Then, it is on Tuesday. Next, anong mga activities naton nga himuon today, sir? Okay, sa lesson 6. Anong mga activities ang aton nga himuon? So, amo ni sa mga activities naton nga himuon. First, you need to answer the activate part, then acquire. basahon nyo, then assess. First, makato kita sa activate ng part. So what are you going to do? Read and understand and answer the quiz. This is for lesson, I think this will be for lesson 6. Just wait, I'll check if I'm moving na sa may lesson 6. Right, so wait lang. So here is lesson 6, dali lang. For the activating part, you are not required to really answer gali for the activate nga part. Okay? You are not required because there's no quiz there. What is the content of the activate part for the unit 1, lesson 6? For lesson 6, ano iya content? It just contains kung anong mga bagay nga kinahanglan yung i-review ba na class. You just recall sa inyong memory. Okay? So just read and understand what is stated there. So amo na activate nga part. Do not answer that kaya wala ka mo dira alansiran. Just make sure that you read and understand everything that is stated there. Next, acquire. Sa acquire nga part, as what I said, this is just the explanation part. O kumbaga, this will be the main part of our lesson because this is where we are going to learn new concepts, new knowledge, okay? And then sa assess nga part, ang assess nga part will be, this is a quiz, okay? This will be opened right after the link of this video is sent to your section. So, as of this moment, na-send ko na ang links, na-open ko na ang assess nga part sa inyo M-rooms. Alright? So, do not answer yet because we're not done with the video. You are not done yet with watching the video, so do not answer yet the assess part. Now, next will be the deadline. So, this will be the deadline. Sir, san mo, when will I close the lesson? San o isirado ang bilog nga lesson nga ni sir? Okay, ang bilog nga lesson nga ni, isirado ko sa class by Wednesday, and that will be by tomorrow. That will be Wednesday, ha? September 30, 2020 at exactly 11:59 p.m. So, ang dapat na ansiran mo na ang assess ko part because by 11:59 p.m., the quiz will automatically be closed. Okay? So, I hope that you will, right after this discussion, right after you watch the discussion on the acquire part, you go and answer the assess part kung may time pa ka mo. Or if not, kung wala na gid ko, if none, kung wala pa gid ka mo sang time, you can just go back sa imo karon nga assess nga part later on kung may time ka na. As long as hindi ka lang maglapaw sa Wednesday by 11:59 p.m. sa gabi. Kaya pagka Webes, di ba Webes, kita ay na naman liwat, ma-upload na naman ako video, and then you need to watch the video na naman by Webes. Then pagka Webes, lain na naman nga assess nga part inyo ubrahon. Alright? So, I hope that you will follow the instruction. Okay, clear instruction. So, Wednesday, Miyerkules, tomorrow, September 30, 2020, 11:59 p.m., i-close ang assess nga part. Okay, kag ang bilog nga lesson, except for the acquire nga part. Hindi ko na pag-i-close. Kaya para dira lang ina for the purpose of your review for the upcoming quarter exam. Alright? So, I hope you understood that. You got that. Alright? So, next. So, that's the deadline already. And before we start our lesson, I would like to show this question. Okay? Diba? Usually, when we do our, when we have our YouTube video and you need to watch it, I would let you comment your code according to what I flash on the screen, right? Ginapa-comment ako sa code nyo. Pero this time, this will not just be codes. Ano inyo nga i-comment? For section Hamburg, you need to answer these questions. Okay? So for section Hamburg, what are you going to do? The same lang. State your complete name and your section. Your complete name and your section. Then, your answer for this question. Alright? So this is the question. how would you encourage a person who doesn't know anything about media to learn about it? Okay? Para mag-learn sa media. What would you say to him or her? Okay? So the content of your answer must revolve around this question. So, pwede ka mo class ka-answer in English, in Hiligaynon, in Filipino, pag gusto ka mo, as long as you're comfortable with the language that you're using. Hindi ako stricto, especially with grammar. Okay lang na kung may mga wrong grammar ka mo, at least you did your best. Okay? So, pero gina-encourage ko tani nga English lang ha, pero kung hindi nyo gid kaya, pwede ka mo ka code switching, okay? Or ka-mix ka mo sa inyong language, bala class, okay? Mataglish ka that way, for example, as long as you can express yourself. Alright? So, that's for section Hamburg only, ha? This question is only for section Hamburg. FREMANTLE and FELIXTOWE, stand by because you will still have your own instruction man later on. And Hamburg, standby, anay, pwede mo ni ma-pause ang video, then answer right away. Pero standby and go back to the video, resume the video, kaya para makatuon ka sa may acquire na part. Alright? So this is for section Hamburg. Now, let's go to our discussion for the acquire part. Now, I hope you have already the idea of the different technicalities in media, right? Because I have discussed that already in the previous videos, and then hambal ko naman ang some of the important things that we have to take note and to remember every time we hear the word media and information and literacy. And if you combine all of those three, right? Next. So we are now in lesson 6, media and information languages. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to first define genre, codes, and conventions in media languages. So we are going to define today what are genres, codes, and conventions when it comes to media and media languages. Second, identify the effects of codes, convention, and message to the audience. The third one, assess codes, conventions, and messages from a media product or media language. Alright? So, as you expect from our lesson, hindi na ako class mag-present sang performance task because I have given you already kung anong mga performance task yung mga obrahon, right? Then, lay down ko na ang criteria and everything. And by the way, class, isend ko gali ang Google, ang documents sang inyong mga performance task ha, kung anong mga criteria, ang rubrics, okay? Kaya last time discuss ko lang sa video para makita nyo liwat. Alright? So now we're going to go to the activating prior knowledge ko part. So ipakita ko lang gamay, then you can just do this on your own. Dira sa inyo self-paced learning. Okay? So 1 to 6, these are some of the things that are the contents of the activating prior knowledge part. So 1 to 6, the first one, the types, themes of news story headlines of a local tabloid, and the photos that you see on its front page. Okay, so pwede nyo na class ma-recall lang sa memory nyo. You do not need to send it to me. Just recall it on your memory lang. Okay? Sana all gonna recall. Next. Now we're going to move on to the acquiring part. Alright, so this is the acquire part. So, every time, di ba, I read something, then I just highlight it, and then I explain it afterwards. So, I hope you can follow it. In the previous lessons, you have learned about communication process and how it works. Of course, right? We actually knew about the different models of communication and how the processes could go from one piece of communication process to another one. Every medium, as what I said, medium is the singular form of media. Kaya ang media is the plural form. Every medium in the communication process uses a particular language Okay? So, to communicate messages or deliver meaning to the receiver. We call these languages because they use familiar codes and conventions that are generally understood by the target audience. So class, when we talk about language, it does not necessarily talk about words or letters as what I said earlier. So wala na siya class nga hindi na siyang meaning sang amo sina. May mga amo sina in media, okay, especially with the news, nga ang language mo dapat good and formal and precise and direct to the point. However, in the when we look media in the general view or in the general perspective, ang language na ginatumod ta in media class could be the codes, could be the conventions, or mga tools bala, mga pamaagi kung paano naton ma-communicate ang information nga gusto naton ipabutyag. Okay? Sa film, for example, sa film, the language could be the picture, okay? Or could be the characters. All right? The personality of the characters. Amo na class ang language, okay? So ang language ginaminta nga kumbaga daw tool, okay? Or daw tool or medium nga ginagamit class to communicate the information or the story. Did you get me? So later on, we will discuss more about it. In this lesson, we will learn about these languages and be able to understand the media in a more meaningful and effective way. So now we have the first one, media language. So what is media language? Media language is the way in which the meaning of a media text is conveyed to the audience. It is the way. Kumbaga balaklas, ang language is the method kung paano ipabutyag ang message sang media, right? It conveys meaning through signs and symbols to the audience. These signs and symbols are open to many interpretations. The different possible meanings depend on two things. The first is the way the sign and symbols in the media text is represented. And the second is the cultural background of the person interpreting the media text. So muna class ang duwa kaway possible meanings of media language. So magambag ito sa media language class, it could be the signs, the first one ha, it could be the signs and the symbols na ginagamit sa mga gaubra sang media mismo. Alright? For example, in film, or in what are some other medias. For example, sa infographics. So, ano nga ginagamit ng media? Anong ginagamit nga language in infographics? Ginagamit na class nga language could be the pictures, the arrows, right there. And of course, ang mga words na unod sina. So, those are languages. Then, the second meaning of language naman niya class depends on the cultural background kung paano i-interpret sang gabasa sang infographics, for example, or ga-receive sang media or sang message sang media, paano niya i-interpret kung ano man ang content or ang unod sang media. Alright? For instance, ang film and television media language, they convey messages and meanings through pictures, right? Or through camera. And through the words of dialogue, which is sound. Right? So, duwa kabilog ila language class in film and television. Through pictures and words or dialogues. Okay? In which are represented by camera and sound. Alright? So, next. This includes the gestures, facial expressions, clothing, and props in a film, as well as where the characters are placed in the frame or mise-en-scène, okay? So that is how you pronounce it. If I pronounce it wrongly, so just I would like to apologize. Pero I researched it and it sounds like it. Mise-en-scène. Alright? So mise-en-scène class, though arrangement of scene, okay? Kung paano bala class i-present ang isa ka particular nga kumbaga scene or isa ka particular nga message. So amo na class. So in media, ang includes ang picture, kag dialogue, it includes gestures, facial expressions. So these are still languages, okay? Clothing, and mga props, for example, sa mga film na, okay? And then, and how they are placed together, bala class, paano sila gina-mix up to convey the message clearly and to set up a mise-en-scène, right? Media language also includes the way the camera sees the scene. Kasi, okay, so media language man could focus on the perspective of the camera or the camera angles na ginaubra sa mga cameraman or sa mga media people. It is through shot size and camera angle, as what I said. And the way that it is edited can affect how the audience conveys meaning from the media product. Okay? So, amo na class, the media language could affect the interpretation of the message of the media by the audience. Okay? So, the audience could only interpret the content of the media that you are making as long as it was presented very well and in a clear manner. Okay, so now we're going to continue with the genre as part of media language. Alright, so in media studies, this is how we read this word, genre. This is not genre or genre, it's genre. Alright, to those who do not know how to read this one, it's genre. Genre. In media studies, genre is the classification of media products into different categories. Alright? So when we talk about genre, kumbaga bala class, it's a category of something. That is genre. Or its classification. For example, though may different, there is a general term, okay? Though may general term siya, class. And under this general term, though may mga branches siya, okay? So, ang muna, class, ang ginatawag na nga, genre. Did you get me? Kumbaga, though may general term siya, then sa dalom niya, may mga functions siya, okay? Or though may different parts siya that would actually be related to its general term. The word genre comes from the French word meaning type or class. Okay? So, just islangin lang ang genre nga daw type or class sa inyong mind. Alright? So, type or class. Media genres appear within a medium. Okay? So, ang medium, mga the different types of media. For example, film, television, and print media. For instance, in film, such as the horror films, or for the television, situation comedy or sitcoms, reality shows, talk shows that produce different particular topics for the audience. So we can classify, for example, sa film media, we could actually classify ang mga unod sa mga film, or we could actually classify films according to their genre if we look into their content. For example, ang content niya though terrifying, it is somewhat dugaan siya, gapamatay, and whatsoever gapahadlok. So, the genre of that film, okay, would be, will fall under horror. For example naman, the comedy siya, or gapakadlaw siya, it imposes entertainment, it creates happiness, okay, or it suggests joy to the audience, okay, para magpakadlaw sila, that will fall under naman sa genre of comedy. Alright, so I hope you're learning something. In addition, genre is also evident in categorizing different types of audio sounds, right? So, hindi lang sa class available sa mga film, pero sa ibang pagid nga type of media. For example, sa sounds or sa music or sa audio. For instance, in music, genres are categorized in style according sa mood and sa theme. Okay, for example, love songs. Okay, so genre ina ang love songs, genre man ang alternative music, ang jazz music, genre man, ang pop song, genre man, Okay? Ang OPM gani class as original Filipino music is also a type of genre. Okay? And ano pa gid? Classical music. So that's still genre. A type of music. Alright? According sa iyang style, according sa iyang mood, or sa theme. Alright? Next. A genre can be recognized by sets of distinguishing features and characteristics. These features are associated with style in content. Audiences recognize these features and therefore expect certain things. Alright, so, for example, abi mamangkot ka class, kung ikaw naman niya class is fond kabe of reading books, so mamangkot may isa ka tao, what genre do you read? So, basi maglibog ulo mo if what are you going to answer if that is the question given to you. So, what genre are you reading? What genre of books are you reading or your type? So, mga bagita genre class, isla nila na what type of books are you reading? So, you can answer class, I am actually reading mga neoclassical nga mga books or suspense thriller nga mga books, right? Or mga science fiction nga mga books. So, mga science fiction, ang suspense thriller, ang neoclassicism nga type of books are all genres. Okay? Kaya for example, sa suspense thriller, ang imo daya class gina-expect dapat nga books under suspense thriller do may something nga do may matabo nga strange things, okay, that will happen or that will surprise you at the end. Okay? Ang next naman pa, for example, ang science fiction. So, i-expect mo man dapat, yeah, there is a touch of technology, of advanced technology, because it talks about science fiction. It talks about the advanced technology, or it talks about the world kung sa diin though advanced na katama ang technology, and then though may ang mga ideologies or mga pagpati sa mga tao is daw laina. So that's science fiction. Sa neoclassicism naman, daw old siya, nga daw may those mixture siya of old and new nga type of literature. Meron pa gid isa ka genre sang book, ang investigative fiction. Okay? So when we talk about it, though dili naman niya kung gusto mo naman yung genre, yung investigative, for example, or islanda lang, speculative fiction. So kung magamba kitang speculative fiction naman niya in literature, though it talks about naman niya sang mga weird cases balaklas, okay, that that could actually talk about important lessons in life. So, amo naman ang genre. So, class magamba kita genre, dapat may gina-expect ka nga certain things or may expectation ka bala nga mga nga unique nga characteristics ng isa ka bagay nga i-expect mo. Alright? So, amoy na dapat. For example, mamakoton kapag ano nga music ang gusto mo, or genre nga music ang ginakanta mo. So, mamba kabi I sing pop songs, alright? Okay, or I create pop music. So, under that, because ang genre mo is pop music, so dapat gina-expect nga may mga characteristics of pop music. Dapat may upbeat siya, or popular siya, or it creates something nga daw new, and create something nga daw maka-vibe sa imo, bala? Okay? So, ang mga class, ang gina-expect sa genre, right? Next, may gina-expect ng mga characteristics or distinguishing factors, kumbaga. However, a genre is not static. It's not static. Ano, what do you mean by static? It's not moving, balaklas. Magamba kita, okay? Magamba kita static, ano lang ganyan, though stagnant, right? It's the term. It's still life. Ara lang ginada siya. It does not create change. It does not evolve. Okay? It does not develop. But genre kuno class, especially when in the context of media, ang genre ya, it evolves. Alright? So as time goes by, ang gina-expect mo sa example, ang gina-expect mo sa may example sa may ano, what do you mean? Sa may literature, for example, media. Okay? Ang gina-expect mo lang sa fables, for example. Ang fables, or sa mga fairy tale. For example, ang din-expect mo sa fairy tale, the fantasy, positive things at the end, ang result niya. Pero as time goes by, ang genre of fairy tale as a kind of literature or in literature, it evolves. So, amiyara ka na subunga daw mga fragmented or fractured fairy tale, gawa mo na balaklas, na do ginabalik mo ang istorya sa fairy tale sa ulihi, do may negative na siya nga result in whatsoever. So, muna klas ang ginamin sa sentence nga ni, nga a genre is not static. It changes over time. Okay? Arsa, it changes all the time. Resulting in hybrid, magkamay kita hybrid, di ba? Do ido lang. Pero magkamay kita hybrid, it is a combination or a mix-up of different media or different types. Okay? Hybrid genres and changing codes and conventions. There is also a relationship between genres and the societies in which they are created. So there are 5 functions of genre. The first one is it is a reinforcement of a culture's ideas and values. So when we talk about genre, for example, with the term OPM, a genre ng OPM. So because it talks about the life of Filipino, kalabanan class nga, because it is made in the Philippines, so kalabanan gisa class or all the time, ang iya class, ang content sa mga music or mga lyrics, the story behind the words nga gina-create under OPM, ga-evoke gidya class or gapakita sang culture sang Philippines. Okay? Or hindi man culture, pero daw mga ideas and belief of the Filipino people. Amo nang ginambata nga genre because it represents cultures, ideas, and values. Next, creation of a set of audience expectations. Alright? So, functions of media. For example, ang media, you are just you're fond of abstract painting, for example, or abstract art. So, ang ginaset mo kung ikaw viewer, gusto mo lang nga magkadto, class, gusto mo lang nga makita ang mga abstract nga mga art. Alright? Wala kaya gahatag yung importance sa mga classical nga mga art, sa mga academic style nga mga art. Alright? So, dira ka lang gidya imo ma-focus sa ginatawag ta nga what did I say? Sa ginatawag ta nga creation of a set of audience expectations. Okay, alright. So, pero amo na sa class ang ginamin ko ha. Okay? So, amo na ginaset mo class yung mga expectation, okay, sa abstract gali. Okay, sa abstract. So, ma-focus ka lang sa abstract because that's the type of genre na gina-expect mo. Okay? So, ga-expect ka sa mga bagay nga ka-weird, sa mga bagay nga strange, okay, sa creativity of the artist and expressing his own art. So, because of it, ginpili mo class ang genre nga abstract. Okay, so amo na yung mga expectation. Next, creation of characteristics by producers which audience recognize. Alright? Next, a relationship between audiences and producers which minimizes the risk of financial failure. Amo na class, for example, sa mga movies as a media, for example, when we talk about Marvel movies, okay? Because that could be the most famous example that I can create. So, hindi class mag-get away ang producers of the media, okay? Hindi sa class maghimo sang iban nga storyline or iban nga content sang film nga about sa Marvel nga hindi connected sa Marvel. Kaya kung mag-ubra na siya karon hindi connected sa film sang Marvel, ang content niya, okay, it will not be beneficial or it will not be a hit or the audience will not accommodate it because it's not the genre that they are looking for. Okay, gusto nila fantasy, gusto nila superpower, heroes, and everything. So, to avoid financial failure sa pag-produce, okay, sang isa ka media content, dapat mas stick ka mo sa genre lang nga ginaubra ninyo. Ang pag ginaklas sa ibang class nga mga musicians bala class, di ba sometimes they have this what we call change in the type of genre nila nga ginaubra. For example, si Lady Gaga. Si Lady Gaga before just focus on sa mga music class nga upbeat, metallical, right? Nga daw rock and pop music. However, as time goes by, nag-explore si Lady Gaga, nag-evolve iya genre or nag-change sa genre gradually, okay, or amat-amat, para makakita naman sang bago, or mapakita naman iya nga bago nga side sa audience. Kung nami ka class ng artist, you will be successful in doing that. Okay? Because for example, excellent ka sa imo previous nga genre, then excellent ka pag sa bago, then amo na class ang ginatawag ta nga base i-cater gid or maging successful ka sa genre mo nga gintahak na naman nga bago. Pero may mga artist class nga once they change their genre, okay, or that musicians, for example, kung i-change nila ila type of music or genre sa ilang music, ga-flop sila class, okay? Or gaka-discover nila ang tawag din, gaka-loss sila sa income because of it. Example, pag class si Vice Ganda, right? So, si Vice Ganda is a type of biskin ano na class ka critic sa mga tao sa iya because of gamba sila kasi ang mga films niya kuno are all just trashes, okay? It does not mean or it does not symbolize any of good things in life. So, gambal ang mga tao, gina-criticize siya nga, why do you keep on doing that genre of film? Because a lot of people are criticizing you, although a lot of people are criticizing you. Okay? So, isa lang na daklas ang ginambal. Okay? Isa lang ng gurong message ni Vice Ganda. Kung mag-change sa genre, for example, mag-explore sa genre of heavy drama, for example, do hindi na siya guro pag-i-cater sa audience. Okay? So, muna class ang mga consideration man when it comes to finances or financial aspects of doing your own genre in media. Okay? Next, dynamism and flexibility. Constantly transforming with new examples. So, muna class, dapat ang functions of genre, dapat it evolves. It creates the dynamics over time. Conventional definitions of genre are based on the idea that they share particular convention of content, themes, or setting. This is by Daniel Chandler. Next, genres are instances of repetition and differences. Alright, so each genre, they have similarities and they also have differences. Alright, this is what pleasure for the audience is derived from. Okay, so at what I've said, the main point of media, okay, and trying to convey your information using media, okay, because you want your audience to be pleased or you want your audience to get something from what you are creating, okay? So that is why importante that you stick to your own genre, okay? Next, genre attempts to structure some order into the wide range of text and meanings that circulate in our culture for the convenience of both producers and audiences. So, as what you can see, for example, in the Philippines, dapat ang mga genre nga gina-produce sa film, sa movie, sa teleserye, sa nga makita natin sa television, should always have a touch of Filipino beliefs and traditions and culture. So, dapat ara kasi hindi madula. Okay? That's the genre that we have here in the Philippines. So, as what you can see naman niya, sa iba niya nga lugar, for example, sa Hollywood, for example, okay? May ara sila klase mga film naman niya, or mga television, or sa genre of film and television na ginobra nila yan, that they just create something na daw unexpected. Okay? So, mga plot bala, for example, sa mga istorya, sa mga movies, or teleserye or series or in English, gaano sila class may mga unexpected plot sa ilang then it does not solely focuses on the culture of sa ila lugar. For example, class, dopariyo ang way of producing genre when it comes to sa media, ang Korean kan ang mga Pinoy. Because in Korean, as what you can see, as what you have observed, if you are watching Korean series, okay, or mga Korean drama, okay, for example, it always has incorporation of Korean culture, right? Gapakita sila sang culture sang Korean. For example, even just the drinking of soju, okay? Because soju is not very relevant or not popular in the Philippines. So dito lang na sa ila. So muna, gapakita because of the drinking of soju, daw gapakita gid class nga ang K-drama or Korean nga genre also has their own culture or also promotes their own culture. Alright? So that's also the same in the Philippines.